So we just went from the left and right turns at Watkins Glen road course racing. Now we're going to be going short track racing in Richmond, Virginia at Richmond International Raceway for the running of the Target 400. On the pole is Jeff Bright, who has won here many times in his career. 2 is outside Keegan Thompson in the 98. They got JJ Reed in 30 subbing for DJ Reed in the 21 because DJ got injured last race at Watkins Glen. JJ will be in here for the next 3 races. Brewer Nesta in 4th, and then Alexander Rowe rounds out the top 5. Then we got TJ Hanley in 6th, Max Anderson in 7th, and Michael Gregory 8th. 9th, Jason Spino Jr. and Jonathan Beaver rounds out the top 10. Then Adam Lewis and Jay Jefferson make up the next row. Luke Ray and William Seaman, then Eli Bright and Patrick Smith, White Walker and Brandon Tharp, then Josh Vito and Isaac Nichols, Michael Canto and Carter Friesen, Trey Rainey and Francis Dustin, then Julius Harrison and Cynthia Bright, John West and Evan Hunter, Riley Sprague who been points leader and last race winner Code Luigi, and they got Derek Bouchard and Joe Jefferson Daytona 500 winner, Kevin Bannon and Justin Heath, Alex Stewart and Kay Samito, then Avi Hernandez and Tim Gary, Tim Randolph in 2nd in points to Marcus Sachi. They ran out the field in 41st is Levi Jones, and 42nd is Andrew Miller. So they have some work to get up to the front, but they can definitely do it. Let's now go down trackside for the command to start the engines.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
Settle in, relax, take a deep breath. It's a long, hard race. Gotta pace yourself.
As 42 cars roll to life here at Richmond, Virginia. Short track racing, 3/4 mile track in the heart of Virginia, set to go 60 laps in the Target 400. Jeff Bright and Keegan Thompson on the front row to get this race started. As they come down the front straightaway, we're short track racing, green flag in the air. As JJ Reed went up the track in 3 and 4, Jeff Bright got a great jump on the field, will lead lap 1. Alexander Rowe now to the bottom for 2nd. Max Anderson pushing his way through. He's going for 3rd now. Yeah, Keegan Thompson actually beat Jeff Bright to the start-finish line, but gave it back in turn 1 and 2, and that's why he was not penalized there. Now Alexander Rowe trying to run down the 5 of Jeff Bright. Bright's been so great here in the past. I believe he's won 6 times here at Richmond across all leagues, and it's very amazing that Jeff Bright's had this great of success at Richmond, and he's trying to continue it here. He's leading laps out onto his laps led total here, and he's hoping to pick up another W. But he has to hold off a lot of hungry drivers. Alexander Rowe trying to make it 3 wide. Max Harrison keeps him from that. And now Anderson will actually look to the bottom for the race lead in 1 and 2. He's going to take it. Yeah, Bright kind of let him go right there, knowing, ooh, Bright almost spun by Alexander Rowe. That was a great save by Bright, and a great move there by Rowe to kind of let off there and allow Bright to gather it up. He knows he's only 4 laps into this race, and a caution now would, and reckon someone now would kind of be useless and possibly another Emmy to make. So great job there by both drivers, aware of their situation. Bright for saving it, and then Rowe for backing off. And then all of that allowed Jay Jefferson to join the battle, and I believe that's William Seaman in the 38 also coming into the battle. As Jefferson goes for 4th, Seaman's going to try and follow him through and get to the 4th position as Jefferson moves to 3rd. Up front, you got Max Harrison pulling away from Jeff Bright, but now he goes up the track, and here comes Bright now to the bottom lane. Jefferson goes up the track. Alexander Rowe get right on by. He's back to 3rd. Seaman's going to get to 4th right here. And they got Keegan Thompson who started shotgun, and he's battling to try and get up into the top 5. As the battle for the lead back on, Anderson has it. Jeff Bright's going to get it in 1 and 2. The inside lane, very, very beneficial here in the biggest place to be. Seaman to 3rd, Jay Jefferson to 4th. For 5th, it's Keegan Thompson. Alexander Rowe kicked back to 6th, possibly 7th, as here comes Isaac Nichols in the 48 car. Glad to talk about Nichols up in the top 10. He's had some poor runs this season, and to start off Richmond in the top 10, that has to be a great sigh of relief. Jay Jefferson will move past Seaman for 3rd. So kind of spread out. Whoa, Thompson, hang on there, buddy. Got sideways underneath Seaman off turn number 2. He might be able to get that spot from Seaman. That's for 4th right now. It's Jason Smith Jr. making his charge back up to the front. A lot of battling at the front, but right now it's clean, and then you go towards the back of the field where it's 3 wide. Look at 2nd in points, Marcus Sachi battling for, I believe that's 39th right now. He's right now 41st, and they're 3 wide for that position as they enter turn 1. Very scary situation to be in if you're at the back of the pack. Jeff Bright continuing to lead laps. The front 3 have really pulled away. Jay Jefferson has caught these front 2, and they got Alexander Rowe and others battling for 4th behind. As Bright does go up the track, here comes Max Anderson to the bottom lane. He's going to take it off turn number 2. He might clear him by the time they get to turn 3. I think he does, actually. Now here's the battle for 2nd. Jay Jefferson moves underneath Jeff Bright. He's going to take it. Jefferson might get to the race lead here down the front stretch. Got a great run with 50 laps to go, so we are the 6th of the way through this race. Gone caution free for now, and Jay Jefferson's going to take the race lead. And Jefferson has also had success here at Richmond before. He won his target race last season. His one and only win last season in the Target Series came at Richmond. It locked himself into the chase. He got to the Final Four and missed out on a championship, but he's out front now in the Gatorade Cup Series in that number 1 car. He's also had a kind of poor season. He's had some bad luck, and he's right now trying to turn it around. Leading right now at Richmond, that could be the place to do it. He has Max Anderson hunting him back down as they hit 3 and 4. Anderson looks like does have a strong A3 car, and Bright has hung right with these guys. So the front 3 really strong, and then you got kind of a gap back to 4th with Jason Smith Jr. Then you got Alexander Rowe, J.J. Reed come back up to the front. Keegan Thompson underneath Isaac Nichols, and big shuffle back there. Max Anderson onto the back bumper of Jay Jefferson. If Jefferson goes up the track just a little bit, Anderson will get to the low line. It looks like he's going to do that off turn number 4. Side by side with Jay Jefferson to the stripe. Jefferson leads by about half a car length, but here comes Anderson. He's going to get to the bottom lane and by. And here comes Jeff Bright going for 2nd. Jeff Bright will take it. And Bright needs a good run because he's trying to get, he's already below 20th in points. He's trying to get up there and in case he wins, and he could use the win as a wild card, but right now he can't because he's below 20th. There's 3 wide back here. William Seaman in the middle, Alexander Rowe up top, and Isaac Nichols down low. There was some contact being made right there between the 38 and the 7. Luckily that was all sorted out, no caution, and that could have been a big disaster in front of the field. Up front, Jeff Bright back underneath Max Anderson. So these front 3 have really been trading this lead back and forth. Bright will get it back. He goes up the track, and now Max Anderson's going to get it right back from Bright. 3 wide again back there, I believe. I believe I saw J.J. Reed in that. I think they sorted it out. This is the battle for 7th position. Carter Friesen in the 99 has it. J.J. Reed's going to have it now. So 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, and all the way on back. 3 wide once again. Carter Friesen forced up top. He's going to back out of that. Isaac Nichols has fallen back to this battle for 7th. He's right now 6th. As J.J. Reed gets underneath him. Back for the race lead. These front 3 just in a big battle. Jeff Bright gets it back from Max Anderson. Jay Jefferson to 3rd. Or to 2nd, excuse me. And Max Anderson falls back to 3rd. Oh, Jeff Bright with a real good 3 and 4 there was able to pull away from Jefferson and kind of slid up just a little bit. And Max Anderson dives to the bottom of Jefferson and gets that spot. So from pole, Jeff Bright trying to lead many laps. He's trying to get the victory. But he has some heavy competition behind him. Max Anderson and Jay Jefferson trying to run him down. As we are about a third of the way through this race. Next time by, we will have completed 20 of 60 laps, and that will be a third. Now Jason Smith Jr. and Keegan Thompson starting to close in as Max Anderson will get by Jeff Bright. Close there, a little contact. A third of the way through this race, Max Anderson leads. And then behind them, we got Jay Jefferson, Jason Smith Jr., and Keegan Thompson. Smith Jr. and Thompson have all closed down this front battle, as Smith Jr. gets underneath Jay Jefferson here. That's for 3rd. So I believe that's the 3rd time Jefferson has not been in the front 3 in how long in this race? And now Thompson to the bottom lane. He's looking for 3rds. The front 2 trying to pull away. Then you got Nichols and Dustin, J.J. Reed, Joe Jefferson, and Jonathan Buford. In the top 10, they got Wyatt Walker, William Seaman, Carter Friesen, Tim Gary, T.J. Hanley, Patrick Smith, Trey Rainey, Bray Ernest. You got some cars back here. There's your points there, Code Luigi. Right now, just outside the top 20, he's 24th. He's made his way up to the front after starting towards the rear of the field. He's trying to hold off Brandon Tharp and others. So he's right now running in the 23rd position. And you got, where's 2nd in points, Marcus Sachi? Well, he is right now back here battling for 37th with Julius Anderson. So tough break for Sachi if he can get up there, hopefully. And Andrew Miller has made no progress. He started towards the back, and he's right now 42nd. Tough break for him. And up front, it's the Max Anderson show. Pulling away from Jeff Bright just a little bit. And they got Keegan Thompson 3rd. These front few have become the front 5, and now we might have some more trying to charge their way on into this front battle. See back here, you got Isaac Nichols, J.J. Reed, and Francis Dustin in a 3 wide battle for 6th. So it's just outside the top 5. As up ahead, Jay Jefferson for 4th. He's going to take it. Keegan Thompson is gaining on Jeff Bright just a little bit. Jefferson slides up the track, and Jason Smith Jr. might get 4th right back right here. Big battle here between Smith Jr. and Jay Jefferson. that Sonic #1 Chevrolet. You know, the front three in a little line once again, so the front three pull away once again. It's Max Anderson leading the train. Then you got Jeff Bright and a new guy, Keegan Thompson, up to third. How about Thompson? Max Anderson up the track. Here comes Jeff Bright now. Underneath, just barely underneath him on the quarter panel. He's going to grab the race lead in 3 and 4. Jeff Bright, we mentioned it, won here many times, about half a dozen times. We'd love to add another victory here at Richmond. But he has Max Anderson and Keegan Thompson trying to keep him from that. Thompson going to get the second now off turn number 2. Jonathan Beaver almost spun it sideways underneath Francis Dustin back there. They luckily were able to sort that out. Caution has come out for the first time here this afternoon, just before halfway. And it's involving a wreck on the backstretch. Julius Anderson and Wyatt Walker have crashed hard. That was just inside, or just outside the top 10. So the yellows come out. They should definitely be able to come down pit road now and make it on this one stop, as they are just about halfway through this race. And I believe everyone will be coming down pit road this time. Javier Hernandez with a ton of damage. Julius Anderson. Riley Spurley to pass the front and beat in. Andrew Miller. Tim Randolph. Brady Wormnest with damage. Is that JJ Reed that's on pit road? JJ Reed has damage. Carter Friesen. I'll have to see what happened here. It looks like it was a pretty big wreck. As Jeff Bright, your pole sitter, leads them down pit road, as we are just 1 lap shy of halfway. So about 28 laps run caution free. We got our first caution of the night. As Jeff Bright will get into his pit stall. Let's see. They're probably going to take 4 tires. Halfway through this race, I would definitely take 4 tires. It's going to be a battle between, I believe, Jeff Bright and Keegan Thompson. They started 1-2. They're basically the same spot on pit road, so it should be a battle between them to see who gets off pit road in front. Is it going to be Bright's Jack let down sooner? And Jeff Bright does get out in front. Keegan Thompson second. Jay Jefferson, Francis Dustin battle for third. And a 3-wide battle coming off pit road. I believe that's Joe Jefferson that got that position. So Jeff Bright off pit road in front. He should lead us back to the green flag. But first, let's see what happened in that big wreck that involved Carter Friesen, Julius Anderson, and many others. So we've got 2 separate incidents here. First, let's look at Wyatt Walker in the middle of a 3 wide, and he kind of slides up into Joe Jefferson right here. You see it. And he kind of makes contact with him down to Tim Gary, then he comes right back up into the wall, and then down to Carter Friesen, and then that kind of finishes him off right here. And then he kind of slams the inside wall right here, comes back up, and I believe he does get contact with one other car. Yes, Julius Anderson comes in and nails him hard. So that's the first part. We'll look at this in real time really quickly. And then we'll have to look ahead as JJ Reed wrecked coming back to the yellow. Also, TJ Hanley got some damage right there. So he was put in the wall when Carter Friesen. And then they all started kind of piling up right there. And Alex Stewart actually got forced down pit road. And then JJ Reed, Brady Wormnest, and others battling just outside or inside the top 10 involved in the crash. JJ Reed, Isaac Nichols battling hard for, I believe that's 9th or 8th. Reed comes up into Nichols. They go into the wall hard. And Reed up and over. So another scary accident for that 21 car. And then when he finally lands back on all fours, look at Joe Jefferson barely missing. Brady Wormnest nowhere to go. Nails that 21 hard. And then here comes Carter Friesen. Watch this incident. Oh! Hard impact there for Friesen. And then here come other cars scattering on in. Cynthia Bright, Eli Bright. Oh, Riley Spurley Tube. JJ Reed just cannot get away from the hard hits. Josh Miller, Adam Lewis pile in. Derek Bouchard, Tim Randolph, Andrew Miller. That's where all these guys got their damage. And then here comes Wyatt Walker with nowhere to go. So a tough wreck for some of our front contenders. A lot of these drivers had shots to win, and now they're all going down the winner, especially JJ Reed. Up and over. Joe Jefferson just missed it. Michael Gregory and Trey Rainey lucky on the outside there. Also lucky was TJ Hanley and some others through the middle. So that sets up a caution, some pit stops, and Jeff Bright pits in front. He leaves in front. But Alex Stewart does stay out. He's going to have the race lead as we go back green this time on lap number 34. Look at all the cars retired. Javier Hernandez, Riley Spurley Tube, DJ Reed, Carter Friesen, Julius Anderson, Andrew Miller, Brady Wormnest, Adam Lewis, Cynthia Bright, Wyatt Walker lap down, so we have 32 cars on the lead lap. So Alex Stewart, I believe he was forced down pit road. He might have done his service. He didn't get lapped, so I believe he's going to be your race leader after all this. Jeff Bright second, Keegan Thompson third, Jay Jefferson fourth, and Francis Dustin rounds out the top 5. So Alex Stewart not in a position to win whatsoever. Now he's out front at Richmond. So as they come down the front straightaway, green flag back in the air, we're back racing. Wyatt Walker does have some damage, so he might be slower on the straightaways, but he can probably drive down to the corners, I imagine. And that's going to hold Jeff Bright on the top and possibly even Alex Stewart as he goes up the track. If I'm Wyatt Walker, I want to get out of the way as quick as I can. He might get forced 3 wide right here. Oh, close right there. Wyatt Walker 3 wide with Keegan Thompson and Jeff Bright. Luckily, those two get away, and now Jay Jefferson is held up with Joe Jefferson. Ooh, Alex Stewart up the track. Possibly some contact with Keegan Thompson. Thompson through the race lead. Jeff Bright through to second. Alex Stewart falling back there. That car obviously not up to pace. And it shows as he was not one of them battling for the race. He was back about 20th. And now he's falling back as Jeff Bright will battle with Keegan Thompson. He's going to grab the race lead late in this race. The Jeffersons trying to battle their way up to the front. Jay Jefferson looking for second. Joe Jefferson behind him going for third. Joe Jefferson might go for second here. He made a great move to the bottom lane. And both these guys, both the Jeffersons, need great runs here this afternoon. Right now, as long as they don't wreck, they have it. Josh Meehan and Tim Randolph exiting pit road. Hopefully they don't come up into the field and wreck anyone. I don't believe they will. Joe Jefferson got a great run this time. He's looking underneath Jeff Bright possibly. Got a great run through 3 and 4. Does get underneath him down the straightaway. Not quite yet, but if he can pack it into turn 1, he might have a shot. Yeah, he does right here. Down the backstretch, side by side for the race lead, side by side for third. Joe Jefferson trying to move past Jeff Bright in 3 and 4. He's going to do it. Joe Jefferson back to the front. He won the Daytona 500. He did very well the next few races. And then ever since I think about Phoenix or Bristol, he started on a downward spiral. He's fallen below 20th in points. So it'd be great to see him get a top 5, possibly even another win here this afternoon. Ooh, back there, William Seaman chases Tim Gary up the track. Puts Gary into the wall. There might have been some further contact. Might have been some prior contact there that caused that. But Seaman, I think, just booted Tim Gary up the track and then started forcing him up the track. Jeff Bright gets back to the race lead. Keegan Thompson grabbing second. Now Thompson might look underneath Jeff Bright right here. 20 laps to go at Richmond. Jeff Bright and Keegan Thompson have led the most laps. They dominated this race. And now you got the Jeffersons trying to run those front 2 down. And you got a separation from these front 4 back 5th on back. Keegan Thompson back by Jeff Bright. Joe Jefferson trying to follow his way through to second. And then Jay Jefferson is watching these front 3 battle. You do have a lap car ahead. Tim Randolph has head down pit road, so no worries there. Thompson up the track. Here comes Joe Jefferson once again. As these front 2 battles, Jay Jefferson and Jeff Bright has cleared their battle for third, so they can run down these front 2 battling. 18 laps to go. Now it's going to be a battle for second as Joe Jefferson gets away. Keegan Thompson, Jeff Bright, and Jay Jefferson might start battling, although Bright gets underneath Jay Jefferson for third. Yeah, Jeff Bright and Keegan Thompson, I think, are the class of the field. But you never know. Possibly Joe Jefferson and Jay Jefferson have something to show for them that they just haven't shown yet. Tim Randolph should be heading back down pit road, I imagine. I believe he's stuck in that little pitting glitch. Yeah, he does. Oh! Jay Jefferson and Keegan Thompson nail the wall, and Jefferson's upside down. Slides down the track. He got hit by Casey Mito. Marcus Sachi involved. Second in points. And the front runners take each other out. Joe Jefferson leads us back to the line with about 15 laps to go. Do they come down pit road is the question now. I don't believe they will because they should be good on fuel. I believe they will stay out right here. And a big crash involving 2 of our front runners. Jay Jefferson up and over and Keegan Thompson involved. Let's see what happened. I believe this may have been trying to avoid the 93 pitting. Jay Jefferson might have put in a little bit higher than he wanted to. Oh, he slides really up into Keegan Thompson. They hit the wall hard. Jefferson on his side, and it flips over. That's one of the weirder flips I've ever seen. Thompson drives away, but Jefferson's not as lucky. He's on his leg, then he rolls down the track. Here comes Katie Samito with nowhere to go in the outside lane. Boom! Hits Jefferson hard. Marcus Sachi, second in points involved. Jefferson, I believe that car lands back on its wheels. It does, but then the rest of the field comes piling in. Code Luigi lucky enough to stop. But Jay Jefferson, a run that he needed, down the drain as he's involved in a big crash with Keegan Thompson while battling for the 3rd position. And he just slipped into Thompson. I don't know if the car got tighter, if it started going up the track and he had to try and catch it, but definitely caused a big crash. And then Jay Jefferson just got nailed while he was upside down as well. So that's a scary, scary accident. I hope Jay Jefferson's okay after that. Wyatt Walker gets more damage than he originally had. Marcus Touch, I believe, was okay. Eli Bright. Oh, and then Jefferson got nailed by Derek Bouchard. So Joe Jefferson leads us back to the line. They'll, of course, stay out. It's going to be a restart with about 10 laps to go. Who can win it? Joe Jefferson trying to hold off Jeff Bright and others. Come back to the restart with 11 laps to go. Out because of that crasher. Derek Bouchard, Case Mito, Jay Jefferson, and Marcus Sachi. So we will have 25 cars on the lead lap. To the inside, Code Luigi and Wyatt Walker. 2 lap cars. Up front, you have Joe Jefferson in the race lead. Jeff Bright second. Brandon Tharp third. Francis Tustin fourth. And in fifth, you have Trey Rainey. Pace car in. Restart with 11 laps to go. Who wins it? Green flag back in the air. Joe Jefferson got a great jump there. Jeff Bright's going to be stuck on the outside along with possibly Brandon Tharp. Although Tharp kind of let off there and try and get to the inside. Although Francis Tustin kind of saw that and was like, hey, I'll take the bottom lane. Dustin's going to get to third, possibly even second down the backstretch. And Cole Luigi, he wants to get back on the lead lap in case a caution comes out because he's the point leader. He needs as many points as he can get. On the back bumper, Joe Jefferson. 10 laps of racing to go for the 39 car. Jefferson does go up the track. Luigi does fill the hole to the inside. Does Jeff Bright fill the hole to the inside for the race lead? Oh, is he going to make it 3 wide? Here comes Jeff Bright. Behind them bound for third, Trey Rainey has gotten up there. Battling for the race lead. It's Joe Jefferson, Jeff Bright side by side with the left car called Luigi. Luigi gets bumped by Joe Jefferson into the wall. No yellow. They save it. I believe there's no yellow. That's right. No caution. Oh, now there's going to be a caution. Kevin Bandon has spun in 3 and 4. Caution out. Jeff Bright back to the line in front. And with 8 laps to go, that's going to be a late restart. Under 5 to go when we take the restart. All sorts of damage to TJ Hanley, Michael Gregory, Eli Bright. As Kevin Bandon spun with someone else in 3 and 4. Let's see what happened. Look at this. Brandon Tharp in the 6th, and then you got Kevin Bandon. Bandon sails it off into turn 3 and 4. And he just slides up once again. Another car that slid up, and it got Brandon Tharp. They go into the wall pretty hard. Joe Jefferson does get some damage, and then Jonathan Buford spins in. And others, Luke Rainey, TJ Hanley, involved in this. Michael Gregory, Alexander Rowe. So the first half of the race went very clean. And now, late cautions. Going to set up a late restart. And out front, it's going to be Jeff Bright. He's won here at Richmond many times. Can you hold on and win? It's going to restart with under 5 to go. Jeff Bright in the race lead. Trey Rainey second. Francis Dustin in third. Leaders entering 1 and 2 to take the green flag with 3 laps of racing to go at Richmond. So this will be the final restart. So the car retired from that is Wyatt Walker. So we should have 24 cars finish on the lead lap. Should is the key word. Up front, Jeff Bright. He's dominated this race along with Keegan Thompson. He's trying to hold on and win. But Trey Rainey back there in second. In third, you have Francis Dustin. Just Neath is fourth. John West in fifth. Then you got Tim Gary in sixth. William Seaman seventh. Patrick Smith eighth. Ninth is Evan Hunter. And 10th is Keegan Thompson. Don't count anyone in that top 10 out. Anyone has a shot. So here we go. Pace car in. 3 laps left at Richmond. Jeff Bright trying to hold off the field behind as they come down the front straightaway. Green flag back in the air. And luckily no lap cars to the inside, so nothing to really play games with on that restart. Jeff Bright does get out in the way, but does he go up the track in 1 and 2? He does! Trey Rainey's going to take full advantage of that to get to the bottom lane. He's going to grab the race lead in 3 and 4. Don't count out Just Neath there in the 9. To the stripe. 2 laps of racing to go at Richmond. 1.5 miles left. Just Neath trying to grab second and trying to run down Trey Rainey. Rainey goes up the track. Heath to the bottom lane. Heath is by. White flag this time. Behind them, they're battling for second. Heath does go up the track. Here comes Francis Dustin and John West. White flag one more time. The whole pack is here. If Just Neath goes up the track, John West will have a shot. Down the backstretch for the final time. John West going to sail it off into 3 and 4, trying to make it stick. Just Neath up the track, and off turn number 4, it's going to be a side-by-side finish. Heath wins. I believe Just Neath has just won it at Richmond. By 0.03 of a second, Just Neath wins the race. Take a look at how much it was by. Just about half a car length. A classic Richmond finish, and Just Neath brings it home with the victory. John West close in second. Let's go and check out the finishing results. Here are the finishing results after the target 400 at Richmond. There were 3 caution flags for 15 laps, 18 lead change among 8 different drivers. And Justin Heath brings home with the victory. He started 33rd. He ends up first. He led 2 laps. The last 2 laps, he was there when it counted. And a great win for that 19, just over 300th of a second he won by. John West ends up second. In 30th, William Siemens. He made a late race charge. Haven't talked about him, basically. Francis Dustin in 4th and Trey Rainey 5th. The guy that started on pole dominated this race, led 21 of 60 laps. Jeff Bright ends up 6th. Fell from the lead on the late race restart. Couldn't get back. He ends up 6th. Tim Gary ends up 7th. Evan Hunter in 8th. Then you got Keegan Thompson in 9th. He didn't lead that many laps, but he dominated with Jeff Bright and ended up getting put in the wall by Jay Jefferson. Somehow recovered to finish 9th. Rounding out the top 10, you got Max Anderson. He dominated this race with Jeff Bright. He led 15 laps. He ends up 10th. So those are your top 20. A lot of these drivers had damage to their cars. And 23 finished on the lead lap. Cole Luigi, your points leader, ends up 24th. Decent day for him. He does keep the points lead after all of that, as a lot of the drivers up there in points did have bad runs. Marcus Sachi ends up 30th, retired from this race. JJ Reed subbing for DJ Reed, involved in a heavy crash. He was doing very well up inside the top 10. He was going to be a threat and crashed. Started 3rd, ends up 40th. Not a bad day, though, for JJ Reed. As now let's go look at the point standings. So after our first 10 races, here are the point standings. And this after Richmond. Cole Luigi has the points lead by 31 points over Marcus Sachi, who is now 2nd. Alexander O has rebounded up to 3rd in points. Justin Heath, after that win, is now 4th in points. And 5th is Trey Rainey. And they got Michael Cantone 6th. Tim Gary 7th. Francis Dustin 8th. TJ Hanley 9th. And just holding on to that chase spot, Max Anderson in 10th. So there's your top 20. You can see now with some of these winners getting great finishes. Luke Rainey, that Bristol win and a lot of momentum on his side as of late. He moves up to 11th in the point standings. DJ Reed was top 10 in points. Remember, he had to sit out this race. He's going to sit out Rockingham and Texas as well. So he's going to fall a little bit in the points, but he can still make it up. He got to win this season. He get into the All-Stars. If he wins the All-Stars, he does get a free chase berth. If not, he's got to hope for some great finishes to get up into the top 20 points. Evan Hunter as well. A win has moved up into the top 20 in points. Look down 21st to 4th. Jeff Bright's still stuck on the cusp of being in the top 20. He's right now 6 back, 21st in points. Joe Jefferson with that Daytona 500 victory is 23rd in points right now, and just trying to get more positions. Ken Van, Cynthia Bright down here 30th and 31st with wins. A race that Jay Jefferson needed to have go right, and it goes wrong. He finished back in the pack after flipping. He gets 39th in the points right now. Just a disappointing season for Jay Jefferson. He had a great run going at Richmond before all that happened. See, there's 43 cars in the points because JJ Reed, of course, filling in his first start of the season, and he ends up, I believe, somewhere around 40th. He was running top 10 until he was involved in a crash, so nothing bad for JJ Reed, just unfortunate circumstances. As the next race be the Orioles 400 at Rockingham. Should be a wild race. See you guys then.